Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing EIK WM France Deck G456 game with Sidnv 12345 and DoeAcademy. Looking at this first pile, Speculator seems pretty good. Old Hiker is fine, not the best first pick, but it's fine. Peon is fine. Peon with Vegetable Vendor is actually kind of interesting. I buff up the one vegetable space, make it a vegetable, an improvement in a sow action. And then there's Sailboat Constructor, which I think is pretty good. Probably want to take this is a hard one. Veggie Vendor, Sailboat Constructor, Peon, Speculator, Old Hiker. I don't think there's that much between any of them. I think I'd probably take Speculator. Speculator getting a free pottery, Basket Maker's Workshop, Stone Oven, any of those things would be pretty good. Sailboat Constructor, Veggie Vendor, Peon all give me better crops, and there are lots of cards in this set that do that. Second pick, I see Rent Keeper. I think I'm taking Rent Keeper. Rent Keeper, I could do Forest Farmer maybe. Forest Farmer is pretty good. There's Veggie Importer. I think I'd take Rent Keeper here. I'm pretty sure I'd take Rent Keeper. It's a good card. It supports building lots of rooms, and building lots of rooms seems like a good way to win the game. Usually, it's usually pretty reliable. I'm dropping like 10% of my frames so far. It's too bad because like for the last like 3 or 4 months I would go the whole stream and not drop a single frame, but we're back to dropping frames, which is a pain. Maybe go double check nobody's torrenting quickly. Seems like I have a bit of time. This pick, probably Animal Nurse. The rest of these picks are pretty weak. Pear Peeler is fine. Pear Peeler is a pretty good way, like you leave a wood behind to get a grain. With Speculator, that could be quite powerful if I'm going to build the stone oven. It would be nice to have 2 grain that I bake when I build the stone oven. Maybe I go for Pear Peeler. It's not the best way to get crops in this set, but I think it works okay. And then this pick, I think I like layabout here. Clay mixer is kind of interesting for building a bunch of clay rooms. Mailman is fine. Mailman and pear peeler is a bit of a combo there because you can take one wood and leave one wood behind and get a grain on like pretty much any space. It's just taking wood from an action space. I think I'll just take layabout here. Layabout's a pretty nice like get out of jail free card. And then Peon came back. Horseman seems interesting. Let's go with Peon. And then this pick, these are all quite weak, so I'll take Conservator. Conservator can be playable. It's not the best, not the worst. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't really know what's going on. My connection like totally dropped, so that's weird. Looking at this pick, I don't really want any of these. Musketeer maybe is playable. Not that crazy about any of these cards, honestly. Very unlikely to play any of them. Field Worker maybe is playable early for some extra food. So I'll take that. All three of them are not great though. Okay, well I haven't played Barbershop in a while. Barbershop's a pretty good card. There's Punter, if I think that I want to gamble on there being plows in the game. Yeah, Barbershop with Rentkeeper doesn't seem like a good option, because usually with Rentkeeper you want to build rooms early, and Barbershop goes against that. I could take a card like Wood-Fired Oven, if I'm already pretty set on playing Pear Peeler to get myself random grain, then I think Wood-Fired Oven is probably a fine play here. Barbershop is good, Collar and Chain is fine. I think probably Wood-Fired Oven is the pick here. It's not the best card out of this pack, but I think it's the card that goes best with my my occupations. So I'm keeping an eye on chat, so if you are watching live on Twitch, please say hello. DoeAcademy is one of my first subscribers on the channel, so that's on the Twitch channel, so that's always cool to play. And Sid, I think Sid watched a lot of my videos before starting to play on Boîte de Jeu and on Play-agricola, so that's always really cool when people are getting interested in. Then I always said it was my. Okay, I think what I'm going to have to do is record this locally because it seems like my internet connection is being awful. Let's look at this pile. I see lots of good stuff. Landing net, steel plow, raspberries, storybook, keys. All those are pretty good. Landing net is an excellent excellent play. Raspberries is great. Steel Plow is great. I would be happy with any of them. I think I'll take Steel Plow. Steel Plow just does exactly what I want it to. I think this will set up an amazing plow sow action in round 12 or round 13 for me. Heavy cart. Whenever you take building resources, you get one additional. You have 2 animals. Well, that's a pretty nice combo for whoever took that good card, whatever card that is. Good combo for whoever took the collar and chain. They can do some stuff with it. I could heat draft it, or I could take Stoneweir or Honeymoon or Lumber. Honestly, they're all pretty playable for me. Stoneweir is a stone for a point, which is fine. I think I probably want to do a big house. So Honeymoon is quite appealing to me, actually. If I do a big house, Honeymoon should do something. And turn rest plow. Wow, this would have been a good game to take punter in, and probably will be a good game for whoever did take punter. All these are okay, not great. Kids Corner is fine, not great. Lumber pile. Like, I don't really want to take Reed if I want to build a bunch of rooms with Rentkeeper. Lumber pile is fine, but I don't have a way of building stables, which you usually want. Yeah, Kids Corner is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And then punter came back. I should almost take punter just so nobody else does. I'm actually amazed that it came all the way back, considering steel plow and turn rest plow were both in the game. Could take rake. This should be a pretty easy rake game with steel plow in hand. Could take punter just to heat draft it. I think rake makes sense. Should be easy for me to get. Oh, never mind. Or a plow. I require 6 fields. Oh, I'm an idiot. So that means I have to plow 2 fields. I have to plow 3 times to make rake work. Oh, that was dumb. I should have just taken Harrow to block it. Let's try going live again and see if this works. I will record locally, just so that it's not constantly dropping frames or whatever. Yeah, like I've only been live 15 seconds, I've already dropped a bunch of frames. Yeah, just something wrong with my internet connection right now. Not able to be live on Twitch today, unfortunately. Yeah. Weird. It had been so good for a couple, for like months. It had been good. I'll take storybooks here. Storybooks getting me 2 cattle with Kids Corner seems pretty good. Maybe 3 cattle. Maybe 2 cattle and a sheep or something. Definitely seems like I can do some cool stuff. And then this pick can be any of the 3. Don't really plan on playing any of them. We'll go with investments. Seems like it has a very narrow use case, but in the use case where it's useful, then it's actually pretty good. So we'll try. We'll try it. Yeah, I'm on cable with Rogers in Canada, so maybe should do some testing with them. The problem is the testing is always such a waste of time because they're like, oh, plug something directly into the computer. Do you still notice the drop? And it's like, well, if the drop's not consistent, then you know you can get those problems anyways. Like sometimes it'll look like it's fine. We start second, which is a great position to be in. We'll start with occupation. I guess I could do 3 wood. I guess I could just play Rent Keeper now. I don't mind showing it. One, two, three, four, five plays seasonal worker. And DoeAcademy with landing net. I'm surprised landing net got all the way around to her. Or him, whoever. Landing net. Well, this is a pretty easy 2 wood take for us. With Rent Keeper, we're definitely looking at 2 reed and then 3 wood and then building a room. Try to get that room out as soon as possible. Sid says that's always a nice start. Yep. I'll be interested to see if they 2... I might get Reedstone Food. They might do 2 reed. Both are possible. It's a classic start. Yes, that's true. Major minor comes round 2. I get my 2 reed. And now it's about getting wood and then building a room. So I should be building a room at the latest in round 3. And then I get a food and a resource in round 4, which is my 4th food, which I could use to pay off that harvest, but I want to play speculator, so hopefully I can do that. So I could play an expensive occupation here. If I had one that gave me wood, I would. But I'll just take 2 wood. 2 wood is fine. See if Sid might occupation, or he might forest farm, jump to wood. Might forest farm, jump to occupation. That's definitely possible. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe major improvement, maybe day labor, maybe occupation, maybe start player. There's lots of possibilities. Would be nice if they could leave the 2 wood, because then it becomes 3 and then I'm guaranteed a 3 wood action next round if no one start players. So once I start collecting from Rent Keeper, I want Reed. I want Reed for storybooks and Kids Corner and for building more rooms. And the way storybooks is written, you actually get to you can play it with the miner and still get it. So we've got Bricklayer here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like they'll probably go for the ovens, I'm guessing. Certainly the clay oven, I would think, with seasonal worker out already. 3 wood into building a room looks pretty good. And then speculator round 4 plus a food action. It could be reedstone food, could be traveling players or fishing. Any of those would be fine. Sid plays sailboat constructor. Well, if he has enough food to buy the green vegetable, which if he gets a 4 food action, 3 food action I guess is not quite enough, but this is pretty nice payoff for plowing early fields. Being able to sow a grain in a vegetable quite early. I want to try to build a stable fairly early, because with Storybook and Kids Corner, I would be able to hold a breeding pair, just 2 in my house, 1 in the stable, which is something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes for the 1 clay fireplace with bricklayer, and then DoeAcademy plays occupation fencing master. We'll build a room. And I will hold off on the stable. I'm not needing to hold another type of animal until later, so just the 1 room is fine. I wonder if Sid first picked Field Doctor. The way he's setting up his fields tell me that he has Field Doctor, so might have been his first pick. Alright, let's grab a FR from Rent Keeper. Sid plays start player raspberries. Well, hopefully I can get my speculator out. Problem is I need speculator and then a food action. Speculator into day labor is not ideal. Probably the sequence should be food action into speculator, but DoeAcademy doesn't mind the expensive occupation space, so I shouldn't gamble too strongly that it will come back. Yeah, there's Veggie Importer. Is my first pick going to be dead at the end of this round already? So Sid seems like he's pretty clearly going to go on plow, getting a food from raspberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't need the food. DoeAcademy doesn't need the food. So we're going to gamble and play speculator here. I should put a marker on round 9. It is possible that Sid goes for the 4 food because it lets him buy the green vegetable. And then if he does, someone else might as well. Oh, 1 field, yep, makes sense. His field doctor is ready to go. Might see DoeAcademy building a room, because if DoeAcademy builds a room and family growth comes around 5, they have action priority over me. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finally going for some read. DoeAcademy with 3 stone in round 4, always a good position to be in. And looks like a 4 food action does come back, which is nice. Definitely happy about that. Because it means my round 7 means I don't have to worry about round 7 harvest, because Rent Keeper is going to pay me at least 1 food. So it should be pretty easy to feed. Thinking about start player, I wonder, because there is that 3 wood available. Yeah, it is start player. Hoping maybe for 6 wood. So lumber comes to me. I'll grab, oh, I don't think it really matters which one I get. Feed 4. I should put a marker on round 9. I forgot about that again. Jump to 4 food and then buy a green vegetable, I'm sure. Yep. Family growth is round 5. Wow. That was very fortunate for me. I mean, DoeAcademy gets 6 wood, so it's pretty good compensation. There's my marker for that. I will play storybooks. So yeah, now I just want to probably play my pear peeler as quickly as possible, and then just start taking wood. Sid plays barbershop on start player, setting up a second action occupation, playing field doctor, I'm sure. I have lumber and investments in hand. I have rake, I have kids corner. Next family growth I want to play kids corner, because I want to make room for that second animal. And I want to build a stable at the same time. So I need 6 more wood. I can't collect reed from Rent Keeper anymore, so need to take reed manually. But I've got a 6 clay action coming around, which is pretty nice. So I'll go for that. It's like reno plus fireplace, or, you know, a couple of nice different things it could be. DoeAcademy, 4 stables. Whoa! Wonder if they took the horseman card that gives you bonus on those spaces. 6 clay looks good. It's a strong action. And Sid plays field doctor to absolutely no one's surprise. were expecting that one. So hopefully I get a 4-wood action. The nice thing about a 4-wood action is it lets me pressure the build a room space. Like I can look at building a room in round 6. Forces DoeAcademy to keep on the start player space. Sid says, I thought it was fairly obvious it was coming, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 said it was. Yep. Oh, Sid forgot to actually take the green vegetable from Sailboat. He did announce that he was getting it. And plays Stoneweir. So Stoneweir will help with his feeding. Did I need the first action? Oh, plus cattle. Plus A, I forgot. I guess I didn't need the first action grow, eh? Or first action grow. Yeah, I could have done other stuff. Late lunch in California. 4 wood, pretty easy grab here. And then with layabout, I can definitely pressure. I could definitely look at growing again in round 7 with layabout. Although layabout to grow in to cover my feeding in round 9 would be pretty good as well. It seems like both options are pretty good. I guess the speculator should be helping me to feed in round 9. It's a question of, the other question is, layabout gets you better value if you use it when you have more family members, so there's something to consider there for sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays Fruit Tree, probably on the, oh no, not on Reno. Just on the start player space. Well, that gives DoeAcademy turn priority over me. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looking at 6 wood? Because like I'm thinking about 2 read into building a room. If I do that, it forces DoeAcademy to first action family growth. It gives me Rent Keeper payoff in round 7 and round 8 at the minimum. DoeAcademy takes the read. Okay. Do I have anything that gets me 1 read? No. So not able to do that. So I think what we do is we'll play Occupation, Pear Peeler, into a 3 wood grab, and we'll get a grain. Wood grain. And here's my pear peeler. Leave a wood behind, get a grain. And now I have enough wood for my room plus stable. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 might have done start player there so that they can first action Reno, second action build. Because if they do that, there's no way for me to build ahead of them. Oh, never mind. Clay oven. Clay oven tells me... Oh, bricklayer, of course. Yeah, that's going to save them enough. Yeah, forgot about that. Save 2 clay in total. Bake a grain, and then DoeAcademy gets to play adoptive parents. Nice. They do need more food, but they can take it fairly easily, I think. We'll grab our 3 wood and a grain again. So definitely looking to play layabout here. And if I don't play layabout, the other option is reedstone food into start player wood-fired oven. That's another option. Wood-fired oven, bake a grain. Setting up a first action build in round 8. I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 builds a room here. Yep. Nice start for them. Clay oven, fireplace, fruit tree. Good start. And DoeAcademy. It's saying my game is going well. Round 5 family growth was such a downer. I think there's lots of good games going on right now. I think there's a couple different people doing well. DoeAcademy gonna play family growth nail basket. Sure. Adopt. So I'll take reedstone food here. Start player and major minor both get me my food that I need. Sid taking another food action. Yeah, I don't care. I got the first pick wood-fired oven in hand. I could still lay about and save wood-fired oven. Nice thing about saving wood-fired oven is then I can bake after I've built the stone oven. That's what that lets me do. Play layabout, skip feeding. And then Sid probably sows his fields, I would think. That's probably what I would do in his scenario, in his situation. Nope, does a clay action. Okay. So there's 2 4-wood actions. So DoeAcademy will probably take one of them, which forces me to build if I want to build ahead of them, or if I want to grow ahead of them. So I have to give up on a 4-wood action, unfortunately. But not too worried about it. There's also 3 stone. It would be nice if I could take the 3 stone, because if I do, that guarantees me stone oven. I guess it's possible DoeAcademy could build it, but there's no reason for them to, with no clay on the board, no grain. Stone here. Cool. I will definitely take wood then. And Yeah. 3 wood, 1 grain. Looks good. Quite a good action. 3 wood and 1 grain. Fantastic action. If you compare it to base action levels, it's 2 for 1. Because the 1 grain is an action and the 3 wood is an action. Now, of course, I had to put effort into that with Pair Peeler, so not exactly an action, purely an action gained, but so yeah, pretty sure DoeAcademy is going for the well with all that stone in their supply. They would need a clay grab and then a stone oven build to get ahead of me. So it doesn't seem too likely. I'm wondering if this will be a conservator game. It might be. I might spend all that clay for a cooking hearth, because the cooking hearth lets me eat my cattle very efficiently. And I know, oven and cooking hearth. But I have conservator in place, or in my hand, so it substitutes for a clay action basically. And I should be able to get a ton of, I should have a very pretty farm. I should be able to make a very pretty farm work, just as long as I keep taking wood. That'll be the key. Keep taking wood. Am I gonna rent keeper anymore? Probably not. It's probably not worthwhile. I have to think about it though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays. This is the minor cooking hearth. I should specify. Build a room is still safe. It is still safe, but you know what? I'm gonna build it here anyways, because there's a chance Sid builds 2 stables to get 2 food here. So I'll take care of it. Oh, here's the minor cooking hearth. It's just a major cooking hearth, except it's a minor improvement. So my last action, major improvement cooking hearth, or plow. I think those are the 2 good options. Could play an occupation, peon or conservator. Yeah, field worker is just not enough. It's not worth playing. Yeah, I just need a lot of wood. Wood-fired oven, steel plow, fencing 15. Just wood, 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 wood. Heat wave here for Sid. Deciding to pay a stone for his fireplace instead of 2 clay. What does that tell me about his game? Well, if he's staying on 2 rooms, then the 2 stone that's sitting on his sailboat constructor is enough for him to reno 1 more time. Now, he doesn't have a reed in his supply, so he'd have to take a reed just to enable a 2-point action. So usually when you're on 2 rooms, it's not worth it to do that. Last move, plow, looks fine. Yeah, I think plow makes sense. And DoeAcademy does play the well, as expected. And then speculate the stone oven, bake 2 grain. Oh, do I only need to bake 1? No, I think baking 2 is fine. Speculate stone oven, bake 2. And then plus a food R. I get to collect on my storybook and breed my cattle. And yeah, this is a strong position to be in. Family growth around 5 does that, for sure. I keep looking over to check if anyone's chatting, but I forget. I'm not live on Twitch right now. I had to catch myself. Yeah, it might be a bit of a time of day thing as well. Like when I was streaming at like 1 in the afternoon my time, and it should be a very low usage time, whereas 5 o'clock it's like when everybody's come home and firing up their computers and stuff. So here's the stone oven that I speculated. Family growth is safe, so let's just take wood. So we'll grab wood, and a grain. If the bakes are relatively easy to come by, then 2 wood and a grain is like way better than mushroom collector. Now, of course, mushroom collector you get to do in stage 1, which is part of the power of mushroom collector, that you get to, once you do it twice, you've paid for your first harvest. But of course, later in the game, you want more efficient ways to eat your, to generate food. I could take 1 wood and 1 vegetable, I think, with my next move. I think that's probably what I'll do. It gets it out of the way. I definitely do want to grab a vegetable at some point, so DoeAcademy played the Major Basket Makers Workshop. With landing net, you just get that little extra value from your reed grabs. The only thing I don't like about DoeAcademy's game, I wish that wasn't a major minor action. I wish that was like a Reno major action. I think that would be quite a bit better. It's just an extra couple points. Because probably they're going to have a major improvement action that they're not on Reno that they won't get value out of now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 builds a room. I could leave my room fallow just to mess with them and then do start player. It would trigger my rent keeper again, but I mean, growing is good. I have the food to support growing. I guess I don't storybooks breed if I don't reno here. Yeah, so there's no real reason to consider not growing here. Kids Corner, +1, and breed. So let's show Shearer. This is a nice card. Good reason to get lots of sheep. Basically the loom in occupation form, and then Kids Corner. So, I feed for my next harvest by building a cooking hearth, and then I can eat 1 cattle per harvest for the remainder of the game. Except ideally not in round 14, because in round 14 I would like to breed to a 4th cattle for that sweet 3rd point. But I should also family growth 1 more time, and if I family grow storybooks, it could get me a cattle. Although the nice thing about storybooks is it could get me like a 2-point sheep that would not be worth grabbing otherwise, so there's some cool stuff I can do for sure. There are 2 cooking hearths available right now, which is quite nice. Yeah, I think Conservator is probably worth playing at this point. Well, there's 5 clay available. I guess it depends on if I get that 5 clay. I'd probably take the wood ahead of the 5 clay. But after that, hard to say. I do have lumber in hand. I do have investments in hand. Investments would probably be worth playing if I got to a 5th stone. So then it would pay out a wood, clay, and a stone, which would pay for the pottery. Be enough to get a pottery. I think I keep taking grain, because it's one more random bake with my wood-fired oven. It does slow down my fencing a bit, but I don't think that's too much of a problem. Yeah, I'm just allowed to do so much in this game that it's really difficult for my opponents. I just have so many actions and quite good value to them. Sid fences 7, collecting his raspberries, eyeing some animal grabs. One, two, three, four, 5 will build again this round. I'll probably plow and then sow bake. Plow, sow bake, 5 clay for my remaining 3 actions. So to renovate to a clay house, I would have to take clay and then go on the reno space. So, and then also get reed. So the reed is probably not a problem if I can get 2 reed with 1 action, which I probably can. Yeah, it does save me on resources just playing the Conservator. Save me 4 clay and a reed. And it saves me the reno action. Now the question is, if I'm going to go on major minor, build a cooking hearth, then, you know, reno major would just be just as good, basically. But I think it's probably okay. Like, I really think DoeAcademy is taking the clay here. Just like the best action by far on this board. Unless they want to take another 2 sheep because of their loom. No, playing an occupation cook. Nobody wants this clay, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 took stone. Probably eyeing the pottery themselves because they build it cheaper than everyone else does. Let's plow a field and see what comes back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to family growth. Sid, I don't know what Sid's going to do. Probably take animals. Yeah. And then DoeAcademy, I'm not sure what DoeAcademy is doing. They look like they're the one with Conservator with 3 stone and 2 reed in their supply on a 3-room house. Minor improvement collar and chain, okay. The heavy cart hasn't come out, which is interesting to note. I think it's probably pretty strong, but nobody's brought it out yet. DoeAcademy Tuileries Garden, okay. This is another France-Tech car that took us a little while to figure out how good it actually is. It was rated quite highly. People were taking it super early, but then I think people sort of realized that it was getting overvalued. Let's sow here and bake. Oh, bake 1 grain. And then I can 5 clay, or I can major minor cooking hearth. I actually don't need the cooking hearth before the next harvest with that bake action, so 5 clay is getting a bit more appealing. It does mean I need quite a bit of stone for the rest of this game. Because the 5 clay is only good if well, actually it's fine. It's not only good if I build the pottery, it's fine if I don't. Because it is the cooking hearth in my reno. Yeah, and 2 players have renovated to clay already, and Sid doesn't look like he's all that likely to go to a stone house. Like, it's going to be a couple moves for him to do so. Yeah. The only problem with not building the cooking hearth is that I lose out on the efficiency of a cattle here. So if I could reno cooking hearth this round, it would be nice to do so. I think I just take 4 wood here. I don't think I need to take crops anymore. Just 4 wood. I've gotten plenty out of my pear peeler. Peon would not be awful to play here because the sow action on the vegetable space will actually probably be pretty relevant. So for the rest of the game, I'm playing steel plow and I'm fencing. I guess what I can remember is steel plow is going to fence 4 more spaces, so I could do a tight only 12 pasture, only 12 fences fencing. That leaves 3 wood behind for my steel plow. I do need a lot more stone this game. I'll take 2 reed if it comes back to me, although I think DoeAcademy might take it. Just because it triggers their landing net. Looks like they need a little bit of food. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fenced. That's unfortunate. Well, I really want to build a cooking hearth now. Get something out of that cattle. And Reno does look like it'll be a safe action because DoeAcademy already ignored that 5 clay. Although they could just take 4 clay and then Reno here. No, they're ignoring Reno. Okay. So yeah, Reno should be safe. So 2 reed. And now I want to get good stone actions for the rest of the game. That'll be a priority for me. Sid gets the 3 sheep. Yeah, Sid got some nice animal actions. Problem is, I'm just scooping up all the wood actions. Like, it's gonna be hard for these guys to fence well. Like, there's a reason that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and Sid have both fenced 7. It's because I'm scooping up all the wood grabs so well, and I can afford to do it because I'm getting food at the same time with my pear peeler. Like, yeah, this is just a very strong game. Family growth coming round 5 was like far and away the best thing that could have happened for me with my rent keeper build in round 3. And especially because family growth was about to become so contested with the field doctor and DoeAcademy being able to build. So we've got Alchemist Lab for Sid. This is actually not a bad action for me. I don't need the reed anymore, but the wood is somewhat relevant. So Reno and what? What's my last action? play. Stone maybe? Definitely want to take start player Steel Plow into something interesting. Okay, Sid just bought the stone. Also bought the wood. Might be building the pottery. Hard to say. I could spend 3 clay to build a fireplace here. I think I just take the stone though. I'm gonna need the stone at some point. Feed 8. Feed 4 to cattle, so not exactly 8. Yeah, and that vegetable, like if I can plow sow round 14, that's just going to be so excellent because I can resow that vegetable space, max out my vegetable points. I'm in quite a good position. Round 5 family growth plus easy feeding will do that to you. Put you in a good spot. One, two, three, four, five gets a read and a guest. Oh, we played Old Hiker. Okay. And then plays Donkey. Oh, built another room. Okay. Interesting. Going up to 5 rooms. So it says my fortune continues. I assume that means Plow Sow came out. Wonder if he's going to start player again. If he needs family growth that badly. Nope, Plow Sow. Okay. Well, I will start player if it comes to me. I also have Honeymoon. And Honeymoon is actually looking pretty playable in this game. Because I'm going to run out of points. Let's see what DoeAcademy does here. Might start player. Oh, there is 2 cattle available. But if they take 2 cattle, they have to give up on other stuff. They like family growth with adoptive parents in hand, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be start player from DoeAcademy. Because they can adoptive parents, family growth round 13. No, they're fencing. Whoa. Fencing 11. How do you fence 11? Oh, fencing master, of course. Totally forgot about that guy. Alright. Well, I think I just say thank you very much and play Steel Plow. I would expect the Harrow to come out here. And if start player comes back, then I'd start player Honeymoon, or start player, yeah, Honeymoon. Not wood-fired oven, doesn't look like I have enough wood to do that. I'd wood-fired oven in round 14. Wouldn't mind getting on Family Grove storybooks, but not worth risking it. Because if I don't, then there's a chance I never get on Plow So. And with Steel Plow, that would be like a game-losing mistake. I'll try for Family Growth around 14, probably. I think I take 2 stone here. There's really not a lot that I need on this board. 2 stone is not enough for my wood-fired oven, but it is enough to reno one more time. I can reno Fireplace or reno Honeymoon. I have Rake in my hand as well. Oh, this is fun. Universal Educator here for Sid. After a round 12 Plow So. It's quite nice. 1 food for each of your planted fields. Yeah. And then you can play 1 occupation per turn, per round for the rest of the game. Get nice food income. Do I take a sheep here? Eat a cattle, assume that I'm going to get fencing before the next harvest? Yeah, maybe I do that. DoeAcademy plays Goose Pond. Reno Goose Pond, I assume. Yeah, so now I just need to make sure I get on a reno before the end of the game. Yeah, let's take the sheep, sure. I am running out of points. Hope to get fencing and reno done next round. So I could take a vegetable here. Yeah, if I'm not going to get a sow action in round 14, vegetable is points. And if I do get a sow action, then vegetable is food. I think I probably need both of those things, so this looks fine. I could major minor Fireplace because I got 3 extra clay here that I don't really have a use for. But I might do that on Reno Major, even in round 14. I have Honeymoon, but I can save Honeymoon for a start player action. I have options. Pretty good sow action. Sid Family Gross. Needs the actions and the points. Would I start player if it comes back to me? No, this is start player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I should Reno, I should fence. I don't think Reno's that important. I think fencing is more important here. Because fencing, especially if DoeAcademy takes like 4 wood, they might fence to lock me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is missing out on the stone. Needs a ton of stone to Reno. So the only person I think I'm realistically competing with for Reno is Sid, who needs a read action, and DoeAcademy needs 2 actions to get his stuff. So yeah, looks like This is a fence. Fence 12. And then I will start player, no, not start player. I could major minor honeymoon or reno honeymoon. Probably reno honeymoon. Yeah, I have the food to support it. I've got the cattle. I can eat a vegetable with my cooking hearth. And then hopefully family growth comes back to me. If family growth comes to me around 14, I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to plow so it's a question of what does DoeAcademy do. DoeAcademy might take 2 cattle over family growth. Nope, never mind. They're taking 1 cattle here, so there will not be a 2 cattle action. Let us grab a boar then, I think. I think it probably means we're not getting on family growth, and even if we do, the boar is still worth something. The boar is still points. Sid plays Animal Nurse. Yeah, I think this card is pretty cool. Yeah, it would be nice to get Rake off for 2 points. It would be nice to get Wood-Fired Oven off for a bake. But it's not a big deal. Honeymoon is enough point ceiling for me. Yeah, I only need I'm not going to have that many good actions beyond my second action next round. Like if I get family growth, that's the best case scenario for me. I just have so many actions this game. I wouldn't mind 6 wood. 6 wood would get me 3 wood for my rake and a grain and a vegetable, which is 4 food. So it would enable me to play my rake, plus it would get me 4 food, which might be relevant. It would also let me bake potentially with wood-fired oven. Yeah. I think probably I'm just getting so bake, most likely, with my first move, which is how I'll feed in the last round. Whoops. 2 food, 1, 4, 5 food, veg to feed. Left with 1, breed my cattle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 says very nice. Yeah, pretty strong. It does make the does free up Reno for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the last round, but I'm not too worried about that. I think I'm so far ahead; it's not really a concern. I do have 1 unused space, so I'd be a little annoyed if Constable came out, but I'm not too worried about it. Here's Mailman. That's kind of nice. You can put a stone on one of the reno spaces. Put wood on fence, that kind of thing. Yeah, I wonder if Field Doctor is a bit like Cowboy and Mother, where you very reliably score in like the mid 40s, but it's very difficult for you to win, especially in a game where Family Growth comes out earlier. Because Field Doctor, of course, you're getting 2 points for every field action you take in the early game, which the wood doesn't convert. Like wood rooms don't convert that directly to points. The reason that you take wood is because it gets you more actions, which you then turn into points that way. So, if Family Growth comes back, I'm taking Family Growth. Otherwise, probably Sow Bake. Sow a grain, bake 2 grain. Have to remember that I do have 2 fewer actions, so my first move I need to put out extra people. DoeAcademy adopts, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Big 2. Then my last action will be a 1.2 sheep action or a 1.1 boar action. Yeah, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can get ahead of me. They don't have the well. Yeah, they don't have any bonus points other than collar and chain. But they're going to have a 5-room stone house, which beats mine. Their fencing's not. They won't have as many pastures. No fence stables, but... And I do have them beat on crops and fields, but they have to be beat on family members. Okay, now yeah, that gets some pastures. Yeah, that's 2 points. Plowing 2 fields, yeah. It gets them another pasture. So yeah, I get one of my animal actions. Doesn't really matter which one. I guess boar is marginally better for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty sure Sid is taking whatever I don't take. Well, maybe he takes cattle. Yeah. So I'll take boar. Just denies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a tiny bit. Really don't want to see like Constable come out, but I don't think it's likely that it's in anyone's hand. Sid's set up for it, but I guess it's possible that it was in Sid's opening hand, because they are very nicely set up for it. But who would play it at this point? DoeAcademy won't play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 won't play it when I take boar, so... Alright. Feed 8, breed, breed. Score whatever I have on my farm, no bonuses. Should be probably around 50. 52. Nice game. Think it's enough to win. Not totally sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is at 39. Reno gets them to 44. Collar and chain 45. Fencing is a 4-point action. Yeah, it's going to be really close. Yeah, they might have me beat, actually. Although they do need to feed their family. They have no obvious great feeding on their farm. I guess they eat a vegetable for 2 points. What did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do? Took the cattle. Yeah, it's oh, they do have the cooking hearth. That's right. So they eat a cattle and a veg, so they don't have to eat any points. So it's going to be really tight. Yeah, because this Reno fence is a 9-point action. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 9-point action. 50. I think probably I just barely have them beat because this last action is not worth anything. Yeah, day labor. GG. Looks like I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reports 50, so 52, 47, 50. High scoring game. And DoeAcademy 40. Yeah, quite strong game for me. Round 5 family growth was huge. It was huge. It's pretty much the only reason I got as much wood as I did. Yep. DoeAcademy says should have built a room. Yeah, it was a gamble. It was definitely a gamble for them. Anyways, thank you much for watching, you guys. DoeAcademy says, I thought you would give it to me with Rent Keeper if it's round 6 or 7. Yeah, maybe. I might have. Hard to say. Samosas for food. Yes. Alright. That's going to be all for me. Thank you very much for watching this little video. Sorry for anyone who follows me on Twitch that I wasn't able to stream. I got to figure out the internet. It might just be a time of day issue because we are on cable, so you are affected by the people in your region. I'll have to look into that. I don't know when this is going to get up on YouTube, but I am planning on streaming on Tuesday, so tomorrow Hopefully I can have stable internet for that time, so hopefully we can get that figured out. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.